Fucking Bible ASMR.
I got some page.
Hey,
Being
Daddy.
confident of this very thing that
Oh,
he
God.
does
Oh,
ironic
God.
words
Oh,
in
God.
you will complete it.
That's not ASMR.
That's
not
swallowing
what
the mic.
Hey, Daddy God.
We're gonna be reading some Corinthians today.
Bro, how did you know? No, I'm just kidding. You were close. I was in Timothy.
I don't know who that is.
Bro.
He's this dude, bro. Is that what is that?
Dude, bro.
Bro, what?
A Bible journal.
It's a Bible. Like,
It's a write your own Bible, bro.
no, but it's like,
Hold up. Wait,
my sister works for like
wait,
Christian,
I got one of those. I got one of those.
I was about to say it like the do-it-yourself book.
As you can see here in Leviticus, it is a sin to eat lobster.
Is it?
It says it somewhere in the Bible that it's a sin to eat lobster for some reason.
If you ever have to like go somewhere during the recording, just use that screen.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to get one of those.
It's frozen up. It's unresponsive.
Oh fuck.
My Discord is not responding.
Can you hear us?
I can. My Spotify stopped working. It's spreading. Okay, we're good now.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yep, it's
The
trying
rock
to
is
catch up.
spreading.
Alright.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us during times like these. I'm your host Geb, and with me, of course, are my fabulous co-hosts, Neelob, Jonah, and Brendan. This is episode 9 of however many we decide to do, and we're getting right into it. How you feeling, boys? What's up?
I just want to say, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might notice there's nothing different about any of our faces. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You didn't see shit. You saw nothing.
And Jonah's not on a casting couch.
Yes. There's no jizz on his couch. He's wearing clothes.
Bro.
He's definitely wearing pants right now.
Who's that?
In fact, none of this is so not noteworthy. I don't even know why I brought it up. So let's just keep moving.
Yeah, forget you heard that. What'd you hear?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You didn't hear
I like
shit.
your beard, Neil.
You didn't hear shit, you little bitches.
Yeah, I
Thank
like
you.
your beard a lot, bro. It looks so good right now.
I know. I need to trim it though. It's getting a little long, you know.
It's getting a
Got it
little
real-
long, huh?
Well, you got it real
Yeah.
well defined right now, you know?
I know, right?
So I don't think
Maybe you should
Actually,
you should shave at some point.
I don't know.
Just a thought.
I don't know. I might get a haircut soon too. It's getting a little long up there.
It's getting pretty long, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wings are starting to come out a little too much.
You should also get some glasses.
Shit, man. These are all
And
really
try
good
being
ideas.
Indian.
Yeah, let's go.
Shit.
Huh. All right. Well, where do we go from here at this point?
Racist. That's a topic in there, right?
Where do any
What
of
is
us go?
that?
Racist. Oh,
We-
you mean Dream?
I still
Oh,
know
is that what,
nothing
I
about
just saw racist. And the
racism.
racist.
Critical race theory.
So,
You guys fucking with that? You guys fucking with critical race theory?
No.
race- What is that?
No, you might offend some people with that answer. Do you know what it is?
I said
Wait,
I
do you
don't
think
know
I'm
what
talking-
that is.
I'm talking about Jonah.
Oh,
You think it's the thing where like different races, like white people have bigger brains? Is that what you think critical race theory is?
Me?
Yeah. Is that what you said? No. Okay. No, we're not. It's just that.
We're
This-
not gonna get into critical race
No.
theory right now.
It's just. I'll tell Geb what it's the study of how, like, modern politics and law intersect with like racial injustice, that kind of stuff.
okay.
That's what it is. We're not
Okay,
getting
gotcha.
into it. We're not getting into it.
Got it. But we will get into Dream getting completely doxxed. And
You got doxxed?
Yeah, so
I know
his-
nothing about this too.
So Dream, right? He's doing his thing, being problematic on Twitter. Well, first of all, his new music video released for his song
I
His
Mask.
music
don't
video?
care about Dream
I thought he was
music.
just a Minecraft
No,
guy. or
Well,
something.
yeah, no, he is a Minecrafter, but then he's done music before, and he released a new song called Mask, and it had a music video, and the music video, well, the whole song is about his like struggles with. It's apparently like his struggles with ADHD or like depression or something, some sort of mental health thing. But the music video is him, supposedly him as a kid, going through and like trying to live life with these problems, but then he's failing all his classes. He gets a note from his doctor that just says, "You are not normal," in red ink. And he has these pills in like a pill bottle. And they're called normal pills. And he decides to throw away all of his pills. I just dropped my phone, but he decides to throw away all of his pills and like cold turkey it. And everyone's trying to, not everyone, his fans are trying to defend him for being like, oh, this is about his experience with it. But anyone with like a working sense of common sense realizes, hey, a giant content creator that appeals to a lot of impressionable audiences probably should not be depicting himself going through a song that's becoming well known in said audience, throwing away his medication, even if it is about, his experience, right? So that's where it all started.
If
Then
your
there was-
doctor or
Okay.
your psychologist gives you medication, you should probably take it.
You should probably take
I'm gonna
it.
just say
right.
that.
Exactly.
Future Dr. Neil, thank you.
See,
So
I am almost educated in this stuff.
so a lot of people were, having some gripes about that. Even like Josh was going through like, hey, you probably shouldn't cold turkey shit because like people have tried and it's not really worked for them, So that's where this all started, basically. Then there was controversy about something about him being racist or something. It was something about his fan base being like anti-black or something, and him trying to be like, my fan base is not anti-black, but then still talking about it to a black lesbian who was like, hey, people are like attacking me right now. I'd appreciate if you would delete your reply to my tweet so they would stop. And he's like, I deleted the reply, but I don't understand. Like, my fans aren't anti-black.
Well, did he say the phrase anti-black or did he say racist?
No, anti-black, not racist, but anti-black. But racism is a common thing with Dream, because he has gone through and said several things about like, oh, Native Americans didn't own screaming and clicking your tongues. Like, it's weird, fucked up shit.
What?
Right?
What does that even mean?
He was referring to like some sort of war thing. I'd have to pull up the tweet again. But he was referring to like some sort of use of material in his video and people saying he was like unoriginal for it. Dream
I actually heard about that, but I don't remember.
Aha. Native Americans don't own screaming while flicking your tongue around. Of course, war is offensive. People die. Saying "Vive la Resistance" is I'm sure offensive to French people. Plus, I literally have Native American in my blood.
Huh.
If you're offended,
guys,
fuck
it's
off.
okay.
Yeah,
Literally couldn't care
honestly,
less.
it wasn't too bad until he said he had Native American in his blood.
If you're
Yeah.
offended, fuck off. Literally could care less. It's not offensive, and don't be a baby. Get off my account if you want to critique people having fun in a block game. It's not education. War cries are across every race, sexual orientation, and creed. SpongeBob isn't any less offensive. What? Sometimes
I think he's
people
talking
need to-
about the
Go
war
on.
cry in SpongeBob, leedle, like that scene.
Oh. Sometimes people need to recognize that not everything they see on the internet is true. Educate yourselves. So,
Huh. Bro, Dream Stands are gonna find us now. you've screwed us. They're gonna find this video.
Who tried to hear this? I just saw you
Unless
just
he
this
sponsors
funny
us.
funny Minecraft guy who's good at
Dream
Minecraft. I just thought he was just a Minecraft dude. You know, he's just
nah,
I
if
don't
you do like any bit of digging, you will find he is not as good of a dude as people think he is.
Mhm.
And also, what the fuck? I don't know. Also, after that, somehow his Reddit account got found, and it was discovered that he was watching, like, he had been looking at a lot of like conservative threads, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't want to say r/the Donald, but like a
Oh,
lot
God.
of stuff kind of like that.
/the Donald.
Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
His Spotify account was found to be where there's apparently an account that posts screenshots of what he's listening to on Spotify, and they deleted a post. Everyone screenshot it before it was deleted, but that account deleted a post saying that he was listening to Tom McDonald, who's, for those who don't know, a musician that makes a lot of shitty songs, but they're also like basically info wars in a song.
No, yeah. No. But you should see his music videos, like how much positive reception he gets on YouTube. Like, it just
Tom
people.
McDonald?
Yeah, no, because here's the thing. His music, whether or not you agree with his political opinions, is garbage. Like, the music sucks. But all the comments, they overlook the fact that the music sucks, and they're like, America needs to hear this. This is good. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
But
no.
it's like, I disagree with pretty much everything he says. But even past that, it's just bad rap. It just sucks.
So the coup de grace of sorts. Not only did, his Reddit account
What?
got found out,
The what?
the coup de grace. Not only did his
What is that?
the cherry on top.
Not to be confused with the coup d'etat.
Yes. So
I'm
not
just
only
a simple man.
not only did his Reddit get found out, not only was he problematic on Twitter yet again, not only did his Spotify get found out, and not only was his music video, not very good and, promoting harmful beliefs, his full name and face were finally discovered.
They found
He
it
didn't have
out.
his face
I
before?
did see that come up.
Yeah, his face,
Yeah, I saw
he's
that too.
always tried to keep his face hidden. And in every bit of art, he's been like, this,
Skinny dude.
skinny white dude with like light brown hair that's kind of like a bowl cut almost, looking exactly like the other Minecraft YouTubers, right? Basically.
Hmm.
And it's safe to say that because of his, his portrayal in his art, and for him using his brother as a body double on his merch site, who is, a skinnier man, Dream was a little bit of a catfish. Because he is not actually that skinny. And I have nothing against heavy people. That's not what this is about. I'm heavy people. Yeah, there you go. Audio listeners, Jonah has some on his phone right now.
I mean, technically we don't
He
know.
looks
but,
like a stereotypical Redditor fucking Minecraft player. He looks
That's
exactly like what
hilarious.
people thought
He
he,
looks-
would like. People
he looks
outside
exactly
the Dream
like-
community.
He looks exactly like this one kid who went to our high
You're
school.
joking.
Who in his Instagram bio it says Trump won.
Oh,
You're joking.
God.
That can't.
I'm not gonna say.
Don't
what-
say his name.
We'll talk later. Yeah, we'll talk later.
Send it to the WhatsApp. We'll just see it later. But yeah, so he's been entirely found out. And the first thing that starts trending the next day after all this like dream off and like this dream goodbye, all these fucking
Dream on.
tweets. Yeah, no, it was like a parody of Dream On. It was like the opposite of doing that. It's like fucking dream off, stop
Oh,
it,
really?
no more. Yeah, no, that's the exact goal.
That's funny.
Literally a day, less than 24 hours I'm pretty sure, of Dream getting canceled on Twitter. Another YouTuber, no, I might be confusing the timelines a little bit, but a lore trailer was released for his Minecraft server, and he calls out the word son. The first thing that starts trending is Dream is a DILF.
Oh my god.
This motherfucker unironically called his followers kittens. I'm not about it. All right? And I wanted to get close to the mic. I wanted to get close to the mic there. Apologies in advance. I wanted to get close to the mic to iteration, to you know, hammer down fucking uncomfortable that is. That's not something you do.
Okay, so he did a face reveal. He did his own face reveal. Is that what?
Did he do a face reveal?
No,
that-
he didn't.
No, that one's fake.
He did. They did find his house though.
They found his house?
Well, I read he. So you said he got doxxed. So I read up. Apparently he did a neck reveal in his kitchen, and people found it by looking at his kitchen. They found his house on Zillow. I think. I'm pretty sure.
The fuck? Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yep, you're next.
I didn't know it was that deep. No, don't be saying that, man. I'm actually like scared of that happening. You know how terrifying it is? Like, the idea of being a content creator is like, it feels very high risk, high reward, because it's like, if you say one thing that upsets people, they're fucking insane. So they'll just be like, yeah, well, we just found your house and also your Ancestry.com page because we stole a sample of your hair. And we know your full name and the gender of your next kid, even though you've, you know, only had a girlfriend like once. You know, you're not married. So, yeah. It's fucking crazy. Case in point, Dream's entire life got found out in the span of 24 hours. So, yeah. Fun stuff.
Crazy.
This man listens to Tom McDonald. This man listens to Tom McDonald. Oh my god. No, even worse. The thing about Tom McDonald's music, even worse than the like political stuff, is he keeps harping on the fact like everyone hates me. I'm so controversial. But it's like, here's the thing, he's not like famous. He's made it himself out to be this like hated like antichrist figure in rap music, but like he's just doing it to get attention.
Wait a second. Brendan,
Yeah.
is this dude, because I don't know who this dude is this dude the one on like TikTok? It's like a video of him rapping some like deep lyrics, and then it cuts to someone else's like Tyrannosaurus Rex like over a beat.
Does it show his video? Because he's a white guy
so.
with dreads.
Yeah. I think so.
He's a white guy.
It's like how come girls can be dancing naked and I'm the controversial one.
That's exactly something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's-
Yo, hold up. I got lyrics. I got lyrics right now. Hold up. I'll play a sample.
God.
Oh my god, we're about to get copyrighted.
Shaga the maga the gabba gargort. You boo. Shabba dabba dooba dabba doo boo.
That's him?
Shabba dabba bee boo.
That's not him. That's not him.
Shabba dabba gooba like a meeble. Labba labba. Labba the dabba grabba labba. Oh, tongue twister. Like gabba
Alright.
gabba. Yabba the sabba dabba you baba.
No reference. I'll be like,
That's what we're talking about.
Tongue twister.
That was real.
oh yeah, he's the kind of guy who raps like, "Why do we learn about racism in history class when I didn't put your ancestors in no noose? It's not my fault. I'm white and I'm proud.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen that.
I'm white
I've
and
seen
I'm
that.
proud. I'm a white boy." That kind of guy.
Yeah, I've seen that.
God.
Then it clips to something else. It's like, I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with you
Oh,
if you're
man.
white. We have a white member of our podcast. But like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we have one.
It's special kind of white.
Oh God. So
He's
What a
special.
great-
He's a
Oh,
special
separate.
kind of guy. So Bo Burnham's inside.
Yeah.
No transition. Just like Bo Burnham's inside, we're not doing smooth transition.
Yes.
So yeah, the four of us watched that last night. It was a little bit late. I think we started around like sometime after 11. It was like 11:45 when we started. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you guys felt about it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved every bit of it because it was funny. It was existential in all the right ways, and it
was,
left me thinking, which I did not expect it to do.
And the music was very good.
And the music was
It's really good.
It went hard.
That was one man did that whole thing by himself.
Yeah.
And I went back and I was watching it again today, and there's like the scene where like it's him in the room and there's lights going on, and he's got his phone like flashlight all the way up, so it looks like there's a light going on in the room. And I didn't notice that when I watched it last night, and I was like, oh, that's a man literally like
about when you turned 30, like that scene.
Yeah. No, not that one. It's like another one where there's like laser lights going on, and then like as the beat's going, he's like flipping the phone so the light. Yeah.
No, because
I was like, okay.
The scene where his 30th birthday party, he's just
literally.
Yeah, no, it was great. It's funny because most of the world was introduced to Bo Burnham, I feel like, from that one Vine where he's at the piano. It's like, is there anything better than Pussy? Yes, a really good book. But
a really good book.
Yes.
And now he's here.
Yeah. And it's weird to think about where he's come from. Like, he was in his room making funny piano videos, and then was on Netflix making Make Happy and his other specials. And then he was like, yeah, so I stopped doing stuff for 5 years because I was having panic attacks on stage, and I just decided to quit. He's like, hey, you know what? It's January of 2020. Maybe I'm feeling good. And then the world stopped, and he started immediately crumbling down into where he was just escaping from. It's wild, honestly.
Yeah, it's something everyone could relate to in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like, because, 30 is a different beast altogether. But I turned 18 in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, so did I.
I'm not too far from 20. Brendan, you're already there.
20.
Oh,
I
age
turned
league.
20, bro.
Age league.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yes, I've been on this world for 20 years. Have fun with that information. That was.
And just seeing like the way he's 1 minute away from not being in his 20s anymore. Just him like having to accept that there's nobody around him to like be there with him for that.
That was sad, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing was like, it was painful but exciting, because like you were hoping that things were going to be all right, but just wondering what he was going to do next, and still like the whole time you're like, is he going to be all right? Like, we're watching a man struggle right now, but how much of it is a performance? How much of it is him actually like breaking down trying to do shit? We don't know, and we're not supposed to know. But the entire show is like, not only is he inside his house, we're inside his own psyche. Like, we're seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
We're inside, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. There's a video by Anushka Dar called Not That Kind of Dar. It's Anushka Dar, their video essay on...
So you see...
It's their video essay on Bo Burnham and the trap of parasocial self-awareness inside movie review. It's like 14 minutes long, and the whole thing is going through and explaining, or trying to explain at least, every like how everything kind of makes sense and why watching it makes us feel the way we did. Because we finished watching that and we were all defeated. I was laying down on that bed for like another hour after we watched it. That bed behind me. Everyone, like, we were all just completely conked out. Like, man, we wish we would have known that, like, just how bad this really was. We were told that it was like, you know, it was a ride and it was gonna fuck us up, but we didn't know for sure how great that would be. So we learned the hard way.
I didn't know anything about it. I knew like nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh,
So-
cool. And then it's like,
But see, normally when
what
I get
did I just watch?
told something is gonna like make me really sad, it does make me sad, but like it's usually not something I can relate to, so it doesn't last. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But this one, like the whole existentialism thing, that really hits home.
Yeah. It's weird because he does have that kind of, the whole show does really have that relatability about it. And it's not exactly like, it's not at all what you would usually expect from material to be coming out of the pandemic. It's always like corporations and celebrities being like, we're all in this together. You know, we're sticking together through times like these and all this weird shit. And it's like,
Ah,
Roll
it
credits.
doesn't- it's the reason why I named the show that. But it's it all feels so forced and artificial. And
Yeah.
then seeing him go through making Inside, it might be actually artificial, but it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel painfully obvious like corporate fucking pandering does. It's a dude in his room, and he's been in there for 365 plus days. And he's fucking losing it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
it
psychological
was-
horror, except just like psychological dread, you know?
It was a very good
Yeah.
summary of everyone's
Yeah.
mind during the pandemic, but also while making it unique to him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's something
Mhm.
everyone can relate to, but like not completely. Except not if he didn't make it his own thing, then it would be generic, which
Of
it very
course.
much isn't generic. But I also think it was cool, like getting to see his mind and like even like when he contradicts himself, like, 'cause like at first and at the end he's like, I just want to get this fucking special over with. I just want to finish it. But then when he is close to finishing it, he's like, well, I realized that once I finish it, that's gonna be that, and I don't know what comes next. So maybe I'm never gonna finish it. You know, just keep having something to do. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Also, like
yeah, go ahead.
as someone who personally was not productive whatsoever during the quarantine, it's simultaneously relieving but also not relieving to see that someone who was very productive during his quarantine still was essentially going through the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet.
Because I mean, we played Overwatch pretty much all of it.
God.
So one could say we kept playing to get to a certain rank because we never wanted to do something else because we didn't know what else to do. Similar, like he
Yeah.
didn't want to stop working on that special.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah, well, like 'cause we
Mhm.
very much wanted to stop playing Overwatch too, but then we were like, what else would we do?
Exactly.
Yeah. Watch Inside. Listener, watch Inside on Netflix if you can. And then listen to the whole
Like,
album
right
on Spotify.
now.
It is.
Yes.
It's
Pause
pause
the
this. Come back
episode.
later.
Yeah.
Oh,
come back
go
after the
watch
hour
it,
and a
come back.
half, finish the rest of this probably hour and a half, and tell us what you thought in the comments, or send us something on Twitter if you're an audio listener and you cannot comment. Keep dropping.
Who was
my
your
phone
favorite
keeps buzzing on my leg. Bo.
No, bro, it's got to be Sako.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
dude.
Sako's underrated. Yeah.
He didn't deserve it.
Sako
bro.
was a G. Sako spoke facts. That was the only language he could speak.
He didn't deserve it, bro.
But it also was cool. First of all, him talking about like him wanting to help the world, but like really nothing he could do. Like he could make people laugh with comedy. That's about it. But also him being aware, like self-aware, but him also being aware that him being self-aware didn't mean shit about him as a person.
Yeah.
Like,
That hit.
See that.
yeah, because I try to be self-aware, and I also am aware that I'm self-aware. But part of me always kind of knew, but it didn't really hit until I watched Inside. It's like, it really doesn't mean anything for anybody that I know that.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing anything for anyone by knowing like my faults and stuff.
Yeah. It's bettering myself, but how is it bettering those around me, if at all? You know?
Well, it's not even bettering myself because like I know what's wrong with me, but I'm not fixing it.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
No, exactly. Like he was talking about he was like, I'm gonna criticize myself for
Oh
anyone
yeah,
else.
I'm here reacting to me reacting because I just don't know what to do, and just me talking about how much I crave this is like
It doesn't
me
make me any
giving
less of a
excuse.
douchebag.
Yeah,
It's like me
Right,
talking
exactly.
about how self-aware I am really makes me
Yeah.
seem even douchier because it makes me seem really pretentious and like I'm smarter than everyone else.
Right.
I really liked his when he role played as a streamer. Give big Geb and Brendan.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Follow them
thanks
at
for the 10
IBB.
give subs.
I was
I don't know what I'm
probably
supposed to do. I'll just cry again.
yeah. That's probably when I was laughing the hardest was like that the review, the problematic song, because my god, considering how that was like every content creator over the past year was fucking hilarious. And even how I've thought just like, oh god, what do I need to, is there anything I need to apologize for? I'm problematic, probably. You know, it's like shit like that. And Welcome to the Internet, like the first half of that song was
A
Oh
little
my
bit of
gosh.
everything
and the
all
rest
of
of
the
it,
time.
yeah.
Everything all the time.
The second half of it made me like panic, but the first half was really funny.
Yeah, I just
Dude,
no, you got it, Jonah.
go ahead.
No, 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 no.
No, you got it. All
I
you.
insist. I insist.
All you.
No, no, no.
I was gonna say, I lost it at the part where he's talking about like I'm a former comedian turned social brand consultant, and it's like, will you stand in what was it like? Will you stand in the war
No, no,
against
no.
race?
No,
with
against
wheat
no,
thins?
no. It's not will you buy wheat thins. It's will you stand with wheat thins in the war against Lyme disease.
Yeah. I was like, ah,
Is JP Morgan against racism in theory?
racism.
In theory.
We need to make
But,
sure that we can band together and stay strong and
And
sell
sell
Butterfingers.
Also, like the what is it? The other contradiction is him being like, when I'm down in my luck, just tell me a joke. But also, are you really telling jokes at a time like this? Because that's something that goes through my head. It's like
Yeah.
when I'm down or when other people are down, I can't tell. Like, do I want to be laughing right now, or do I just want to wallow, or do they want to like laugh and like be distracted, or
Yeah.
do they want someone to match their energy?
Mm.
Plus the ending of him finally going outside, but then him getting trapped and
Realizing
people
he
just
was-
laughing at him.
Yeah, realizing he was stuck on a
But
stage. Oh yeah, go ahead.
But I think that's I think is a metaphor to when he was talking about having panic attacks on stage, because he was talking about like it was a part of the whole thing, so he couldn't like realistically say I'm having a panic attack because that's like part of the thing. And I
Yeah,
was just like, oh, because he got out and he's like trying to get back in the door and everyone's laughing.
it was
at him.
a
Like,
metaphor for life
that's
as an
insane.
entertainer.
Mhm.
It's his whole life because he's a comedian. His whole life is now on a stage.
Yeah.
And so he can't be taken seriously. Which, I mean, Inside proved that wrong because I took it pretty seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
Certain parts of it, not the sexting part.
I thought so. Yeah,
The white woman's Instagram part.
I feel like there's only like 3 ways. I was thinking about it last night. I think there's only like 3 ways you can respond to that special. It's be ignorant, be existential, or be a little bit of both.
Yeah,
You know? It's
I feel like I'm both still.
I
Oh.
feel like we're all kind of a little bit of both, but still figuring out that like how
But
to
we're
be a
being
little more.
self-aware about it, and that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, it's fine, dude.
Exactly.
But even like
No.
the white women song, I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is funny. Fuck them white women, fake Instagram looking ass." And then he got to the part where this is like, "My mom died. I miss you. It's been 10 years." And I was like, "Wait, hold up. Um,
Those shots were hard though. Those were like,
he probably spent the most amount of his time on that segment
Mm.
because the amount of props he had."
mhm.
You were saying, Jonah? You were gonna say something.
I saw something last night after we watched it, I did not go to bed until like 5.
Yeah.
God.
So I was just like scrolling, bro. I was just looking. I could not go to sleep, but also I've been having bad sleep lately. But anyways, there's one thing. It's like a lot of the songs in the special follow the chord progression of like 1, 2, 5, and then back to the 1. But a lot of them are in key of D, which if you spell it out, spells D E A D.
Oh god.
Oh wow.
Coincidence.
Huh.
And I was just like, whoa, that's crazy, because that's totally intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
That's the word.
And then the other thing that I saw is like literally everyone has they have a response to it and they have their own analysis. But like part of the thing was like stop sharing your opinions on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we
Can you
just did.
just shut
I
the
was
fuck
like,
up for
yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah,
hour?
Just what we
For
were
like
doing.
an hour. Yeah.
All
We're
right.
part of the cycle.
The entire existence of this podcast is for us to spread our opinions.
No, delete
Yeah,
this
exactly.
episode, and we're just gonna release just silence for 8.
Yeah.
Just
We're gonna make
What
our
is
own
this
start
word?
collaborative
stating
rendition
facts
of Inside.
instead.
an
We
hour
gotta
or
start
so.
stating facts instead. Plants are colored green because they have chlorophyll. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Obama was the first Black American president.
Oh.
What
Anyway.
a hoe!
Brendan is beautiful.
Well,
Oh,
what is Obama's last name?
President.
Biden.
President.
Obama President.
president.
All right. Anyway.
Anyways.
The last American election
Oh, man.
happened.
Presidential elections happen every 4
I
years.
woke up today.
They are decided.
That reminds me of the fucking like compliments that don't have like they're just neutral.
Yeah.
It's like our show is one of the podcasts on the internet. You know,
American elected officials are decided by decision. They're chosen by choice.
or like
We
a
can't
coffee-
defend anyone with these statements.
Just this fucking coffee mug that says "World's Dad."
Anyway,
It's like those anti-jokes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an anti-compliment, you know, or like an anti-offense.
Yeah.
A man rolls over and tries to talk to his wife in bed. The wife doesn't respond. The man then cries himself to sleep because his marriage is in shambles.
God.
I gotta look up a good anti-joke. Hold on.
This can't just be the episode of anti-jokes after talking about fucking Dream and Bo Burnham.
Yep. The floor is made of floor. I'm sitting at a desk.
What's green and
I
has
am brown.
What's green and has handlebars? Grass. I lied about the handlebars.
Face is made of face. You have 2 eyes and a nose.
Wow, anyone who's blind in one eye is gonna be pissed at us right now.
They still have AI. All you need is 1 tooth. One good
Clark
tooth.
walks into a bar. He's crippled by his raging alcoholism.
Okay.
Anyways, you guys got any good advice for yourselves?
What a transition.
Said no smooth
no.
transitions.
Oh.
You're right.
Okay, sweet. No good advice.
So, well,
What's wrong
probably
with
not.
critical race theory?
what? God. One bit of advice that I like to tell myself, and I've told myself this for years, and I wanted to make it my senior quote, but our school didn't do senior quotes for some fucking reason. I'm not sure why. Probably because they're boring. But it was, follow your own path unless you're walking in circles. Because, like, you know, the whole human experience is doing your own thing, finding what works for you, living your own life. But if you're noticing that you're in this pattern that you don't really want to be in, or maybe you feel like you want to be in, and really it's just the same old song and dance, it helps to break that monotony. It helps to go do something differently. I find myself enjoying a change in my day all the time. You know, I'll wake up and be like, okay, I plan on doing literally nothing this whole day, and then someone will stop by and be like, hey, let's hang out. And I'm like, fuck it, yeah, let's go. And I love it.
Yeah.
It may, you know, upset me because I'm, you know, it's a sudden change, but it's still a change, and I end up enjoying it during the event and after the event. It's amazing. So, yeah.
I guess I want to say we do this podcast for fun. We don't post this stuff because we think what we say is something the world needs to hear, or that we're better, or that we're smarter.
Of course.
These are literally just the normal conversations we have on our own, just recorded and posted to the internet.
Yeah.
So when we say this kind of stuff, don't look at us as if we're like egotistical, trying to spread our gospel to the world. We're just having conversations with each other.
We
It's
are not.
literally the Xbox party chats on
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the Link
The whole-
Xbox and Discord chats.
the whole reason, if people haven't, you know, noticed by now, the whole reason why we made this podcast was because we used to have talks like this all the time with a much larger group of people. And once that group disbanded, like during that group, we were like, what if we made this into a podcast? And it never came through. But once the group kind of disbanded and we still hung out all the time and talked to each other all the time, we were like, hey, well, we could still make that work and we can still have fun doing it. So we do this because we want to, not because we think we're obligated to. You know,
Yeah.
we're not self-proclaimed prophets. You know, what we say is not truth. We have made mistakes before, I promise you. So,
Our opinions.
All right,
These are
sure.
just-
No, speak for yourself. I am perfect. What do you mean?
say that to my fucking face, Brendan.
Yo, hold up. Brennan's perfect. Chill.
I am
chill, chill,
perfect.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Jonah said it, so
Brennan
it must
never
be
messed
true.
up.
I never. No. I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. And since everything I say is gospel, Brennan is perfect.
I am the messenger of God. God says, give the messenger of God money.
Turn that poop
Into wine.
Fine.
We're on a mission from God.
I guess my something I keep in mind is because I want to try to be selfless, but it's detrimental to always be selfless. So I try to think in terms like, don't always think that everything is about just yourself, but also don't always think that things aren't about you. Like, let your problems be your problems sometimes. Like, if you're sad with your life, it's not helpful to think like, oh, but there's so many worse problems people are going through in the rest of the world. I mean, because if it's a problem for you, then you don't try to make it worse than yourself by thinking that it's trivial. If it's like if it's that much of a problem for you, keeping you down, then you gain nothing by being that aware. Because I'm always like that. Like if I'm ever like not doing too hot, I think like, man, I'm so privileged. This I don't even know I'm having this problem.
Yeah.
When the move should not be think like that. It should be fucking get better.
Mhm.
As Bo
Yeah.
Burnham said, you thinking about killing yourself? Fucking quit it. Or like, what the fuck?
Just fucking don't. The fuck?
Like, just
I mean,
stop.
people love
Heck,
you. No, that's a lie,
Bro.
but still don't. It's just
Some people probably will love you at some point. I don't know. I'm still waiting on that.
Bro, you
I
got
love
3
you.
people that love you
Yeah, I know.
right here, bro.
I know. But
But we ain't girls, bro.
here's some advice that gets spread around a lot that I think can be kind of harmful though. Now bear with me.
Okay.
Be yourself. What if you
Yeah.
are shitty?
Yeah.
What if you're a horrible person?
I agree. Yeah,
Well,
no.
you should be yourself. Because I'm very different from how I was several years ago. A lot of that was just natural, like progression of maturity.
Right.
But also a significant portion was me being like, I don't want to be this guy anymore, so I'm going to force myself to change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which, like, if it's something like small, like you're a nerd, you're into like Harry Potter, and you don't want people to see you as a nerd, then fucking that's not the kind of change I'm talking about. Like,
Right, yeah.
in that case, be yourself. But if you're just like a bad person who doesn't give a shit about anyone around you, which those people exist, then it's not a good idea to tell those people to be themselves.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's be like the best version of yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Like objective best, not
Yeah.
not really like subjective best, because like subjective best is always important, but subjective best to the person who's being told this information is like, oh well, I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I'll just crank that up to 11, and then they're even more of an asshole. But if for the sake of an example, like I can relate to that too. You guys know I used to be through high school, I was angry_Geb, and I was fine with that until I wasn't. Then I fucking hated it. Because I was like, man, I don't like that I get upset often. That's a toxic trait. I don't want this in my life anymore. And then when I was trying to change, I was still held back by that label. So then I just decided to rebrand, and I just became Geb. And I'm much happier that way. So yeah.
Woo!
Plus, in a smaller sense, like in a more literal sense. Like, imagine going into a job interview and being yourself. Like, walking up to your interviewer, like, what's poppin', my G? What's good?
It's good, bro.
Name
Can I have
three
this job?
weaknesses you have. It's your
Hey, bro, I need
mom, bro.
money.
My mental talk weighs me down sometimes.
Hey, y'all trying to hire me? I need that bank.
Why do you want this job? Why do you think we should let you have this job? I'm very passionate about being able to buy food.
It's like, I like your food and I want some money helping you out.
You guys got any advice, Brandon, Jonah, that you live by?
I'm
Not
thinking.
necessarily to give to other
I'm
people,
thinking.
but something that you live by. The best advice I was ever given was by my trigonometry teacher in high school. He said, "Don't be dumb."
Well, mine was just don't be a bitch. That's
Honestly, bro.
Sure, that's
yeah,
what he
stop
said.
being a
What he
bitch.
said. Yeah, I tell that to myself a lot too. So you're
And
being a
it-
little
it-
pussy right now. Stop.
Yeah.
Quit it.
Yeah. Recently, like, I realized we got it made, bro. Like, the only problems in my life right now are the ones that I caused for myself. So, like, stop whining, bro. But at the same time, your problems are your problems, so you do have to
Yeah.
like acknowledge that they exist, and you can't just be like pushing them away because that just hurts more on. But later on, what else would I say? Something that I've always heard or something that I heard a long time ago that kind of stuck in my head was like, fill your own cup before you try to fill others. And like, I know you guys, but I try like I do put a lot of people's like well-being before my own sometimes, and that's like
Absolutely.
not
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
So in order to help other people,
Yeah.
you gotta help yourself. You gotta help yourself because quote Neelob, you're a person
Yeah,
too.
this whole conversation reminds me of something that we wanted to talk about but never did. The 7 deadly sins.
Oh shit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Because that's the third
That was
thing.
a long time ago.
It's like
Yeah.
because you have the worst sin of all, pride. But like it's not inherently bad to be proud of yourself.
No, it's pride.
Mm.
Real quick before we get into this, Brendan, what is your advice as well, if you have any that you like?
I don't know. I'm just. I guess it was just not being a bitch. That's like the only thing that came to mind. I could remember.
That really is the best
That's
advice.
really.
That is pretty
It's
solid.
the best advice.
But
Like,
I was a
don't-
bitch and still am partially a bitch.
It's okay to be afraid, but you can't let yourself be paralyzed by it.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Like I said the other day, don't be so scared of building bridges, or don't be so scared of burning bridges that you don't build them in the first place.
Fear is complicated, but it doesn't mean you can't fight with it.
I gotta write that down
Anyway.
somewhere. I gotta
I
save
don't
that
got
for
my
later.
sticky notes, bro.
So
I'm so far from home.
So
the 7 deadly sins.
this might get a little.
None of them are inherently bad.
Not at all. It's
In
how
sce- in
they're
scenario.
used.
It's how much you have each.
Yeah, it's how you implement them. So I read I forget where I read somewhere, but I know that I saw one thing that really kind of changed my perception of the 7 deadly sins, which of course are pride, sloth, greed, envy, lust, gluttony, and wrath. And
You
it
listen
was
to those off fast.
I
was-
really
he's
did
got
not
This man
expect
has
to get
watched
him
on it.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
I promise I was not expecting to get him that fast. I thought I was going to be here for a while. But having those 7 traits is not a bad thing. It's using them selfishly. It's having them to a selfish or severe degree. If you're proud, pride is not arrogance. You know, like horny is not lustfulness. It's
Each
all-
word there is for a sin, there is a worse word to describe it. Like you said, pride, arrogance, lust, horny.
just like straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tell a man to live without any pride and live purely for others. That man will commit suicide eventually.
Exactly.
Probably.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. I feel like it's a little bit of an unhealthy way to look at to look at life if you just have the 7 deadly sins as always being something that you have to live without or else you're a terrible human being.
Yeah.
Because if you try and remove them from your life, you're going to be removing building blocks of your own personality, of your own self-care. You know, you have to be not, you have to live those aspects with balance. You can't underutilize them. You can't over-implement them. You have to make sure they're under control for the sake of benefit other than harm or selfishness. They're important. Far more important than we give them credit for.
Yeah. Human beings need a lot more to be happy and healthy than all this old stuff says we have to do. Like
the fact.
this. Oh, what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say just like they're called the 7 deadly sins. So what that mean? There's sin. So it's not like maybe the fact that they're called deadly is because how hard it is to keep that balance of falling into it to the extreme. Because I mean, the thing is like there's constant sin. So like we can't live. Like sin is just fucking us over. But these are like the ones that really will like screw you over. That's why they're deadly sins.
Yeah. Damn. But
So you require so much power to just keep a balance of it.
all this stuff says to like live in moderation, which in a sense is good, that idea. But like say like take like greed for instance. Like don't like care too much about materialism, that kind of stuff. But like I'm talking to you guys on my laptop. And I'm much happier with this you guys being available like this than I would be living in a shed with just enough food I need to survive.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when people say the phrase money doesn't buy happiness, they use it incorrectly. Cuz it's really meant for the people who have the problems like should I buy a second yacht or not? When for most people our age, it's we want to have enough money to rent this apartment out and have a place to live and get
Mhm.
my college degree and still be
Mhm.
happy somehow.
We want the money to live comfortably, not luxuriously.
Yeah, exactly. And if that might technically be greed, but like it's it's what we need to be happy,
Yeah.
not what we need to survive. And like
Yeah.
if you go through all the others, lust, everyone's horny. It's really harmful to young people to say that it's wrong to be horny, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it because it's a natural thing. Every single animal that exists is horny. Like if you look at stuff from a biological standpoint, things live so they can reproduce. And it's super harmful to tell younger people that they shouldn't be like indulging themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other stuff, sloth, everyone deserves rest.
Mhm.
Gluttony, food fucking tastes good.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's not that bad to unwind every now and then with a little bit that booze. I don't know, envy.
Which none of us have done because we're not 21.
Yes, envy. Uh, being jealous
Oh.
isn't healthy. I don't like being jealous. So that I guess that's the one I agree with the most is like
Wha-
you need the least. It would take the least amount of that for it to be a bad thing,
I'd
but it
say
does help you like push yourself.
I'd say envy is still kind of important. Yeah, that's the thing. Envy is still kind of important because jealousy without any sort of like drive is just that's where the selfishness comes in because then it's like a
Mhm.
want to have something that someone else has. But if you let that jealousy be motivation for improvement, then that's where it's, useful and where it should be implemented. Like you could say I could at least say envy or jealousy for me is with like when content creation stuff when that conversation comes up because I am in awe of people that are known for their communities and are just good people making good stuff, having good times, having good laughs. I'm like, that would be so awesome to do. I'm so aimless with my life. If I could have something like they do, I feel like that could be kind of cool. So then it drives me to try and work on things like the podcast because not only is it fun for me, but it'd be cool to have that community of people that I know are listening to the podcast and enjoying it, making them happy, and making my own stuff, having that connection to a community. It's mainly that. I envy their connections to people. I don't envy their like, oh, they have such a killer camera for recording. I wish I had the money for their camera. It's like, no, they have like they're, 400,000, 500,000 subscribers, but those subscribers are like loyal people who watch all their shit and have a good time doing so. That'd be cool because they come back because that person makes them happy. I want to make people happy,
Mhm.
It's stuff like that. I think envy is still important.
But yeah, I know I wasn't trying to diss it completely because in my
Right.
my thought process is like take our friend Noah for example. He's making an album, right? We've talked about it slightly a few times.
Yeah.
And he's just killing it because like he's super passionate about it and it's going super well. And like I'm jealous of him in the fact that he is so passionate about something. I'm not jealous of the fact of him like being good at music. It's just the fact that he's passionate about something. And that is good in that it makes me want to like find a passion.
Mm.
But then other stuff, like when I'm talking about like academics, my whole life, there's always been that one person who is better than me at pretty much everything. And so my whole life I've been compared to that one person. It's not just one person, but like different people at different points in my life. I've always been compared to that person by like my family or like different people at school. And that's the unhealthy kind of envy. Luckily, by the end of school, I was completely over that kind of like caring about that sort of competition. But it was just like because I was already doing like about as well as I could be doing. Like there wasn't I couldn't improve too much with like my grades and stuff. So at that point being jealous did nothing. Cuz like even if I did improve like I wouldn't gain anything from it. So that's what kind of stuff I was talking about.
I got you.
Yeah. What else? What other sins? Wrath. I guess, yeah, wrath kind of.
It's still good to have a balance of wrath, though, because if you keep all that bottled up, like, it's not going to be healthy. You know?
Yeah. I guess if you think of it this way, if you have the ability to feel angry about something, specifically something that like happened to you, in a way that's almost like a form of self-love. Because if you didn't care about yourself, if you didn't think you deserved better, then you wouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
You know?
Righteous anger.
As long as you don't like indulge it. You know, like if you don't beat someone up, I know like that kind of
no.
Just start flipping tables, bro.
If you're gonna beat anything up, buy like a punching bag or like a spin bag, you know? Have a healthy way to vent that kind of passionate care.
Depending on the situation, it is okay to yell at people. So that's that. You guys got anything?
Brennan, you look like you want
Yeah,
to
I
say
feel like I've been
something.
talking too much. You got anything to say?
No, I'm stretching. It hurts.
Wait,
Okay,
Jonah.
okay. I was gonna say something earlier when you were talking about money buying
It buys
happiness.
used to get happiness.
Is happiness the end goal?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Because the way I see it is like, what are you saying?
Well, I was gonna. You were about to explain it, but I was just curious. Like, what do you think is the other option if that's the case?
Although, well, the way I see it is like, I think happiness is like the other side of the spectrum on like the range of our emotions, with like sadness and depression being one side, and then just
I'm sorry having technical difficulties right now. Hold up. I'm sorry to do that, but I'm just.
Brendan, I didn't hear anything you just said.
I'm having problems. Hold up. I just.
Audio listeners.
Okay.
Oh,
I think.
Audio
Okay, I'm good now.
Audio listeners, Brendan was having camera troubles, so he pulled up one of his stream screens, which is a dancing Pepe frog over us on a sunset dock
Vaporwave style.
Vaporwave dock, and there's a post note in the corner that says "We'll be right back." It's the
I
we
was
love
like
it so
unplugged
much.
everything.
Clip that shit.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
When you think of the spectrum of emotions,
Kev, please, Kev, you got a timestamp it so I can share afterwards after we're done recording it.
All right, so
Yeah.
Clip
the
that
other,
right now.
the spectrum of
anyways.
emotions and the other options and just end goal happiness.
Spectrum of emotions, right? Yeah, but like, I think the end goal for me is just to find peace and like this state of neutral, and then have sadness and happiness be the two sides that fluctuate. You know, because like I don't know if it's possible to just be
that's not
happy all the time.
that's not what I'm. being happy
Yeah.
all the time is not desirable, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Like constantly.
No, exactly, because if you're happy all the time, then it's not happy anymore. That's the new normal. To quote Josh,
Then you're not
to
happy
quote
anymore.
Josh, well, I don't know if you guys are there when you're having this conversation. It might have just been us, but he was saying like, if you had cake every day, the cake would taste like lettuce. Like you have
Exactly.
to eat lettuce in order for
As
the cake
Butters
to
from-
still remain.
As
Yeah.
Butters from South Park said, you have to take the bad with the good because the bad lets you appreciate the good. But also, like,
Exactly.
if you're happy all the time, at that point, happiness becomes a catalyst for ignorance, in my opinion, because you stop thinking of everything around you at that point.
Yeah.
But I would say I don't fully agree with that. Like, I mean, being at peace is obviously the goal, a
Yeah.
very good goal. But I don't know, man. I've been feeling neutral for the past like 2 years now. It's not that fun.
But is it really neutral?
But
Is it
I'm-
just a lower, just numb? And is that just
That's
a
what I'm saying.
lower-
Yeah. It's like I'm striving for this peace because I've been at this neutrality, but on the left side a little bit. You know,
Really?
we're trying to get more on this side.
The end
over-
goal is just to, by the time it's ready, when it's time for me to go, to think back and think, yeah, I had a pretty good life. That's the
Yeah.
end goal. All these people like struggle thinking, like, what's my true purpose in life? Honestly, for me, that's not really a thing I think about because I'm just like, I don't really have a purpose and I'm fine with that. As long as I have a good life that I can look back on, I will be fine in the end.
Yeah. My outlook on
It-
life. Oh yeah, go ahead, Brendan.
I was gonna say is like maybe it's not so much as feeling as it's just a good neutral like base mindset that you're able to deal with those changes more. So it's not just like
Mm,
I want to be happy or I want to be at peace. Like of course you want to feel that, but I think it's more so like I want my mind to be at peace so I can truly feel fine being at a high or a low.
yeah.
We feel sad so we can feel the happy. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my mind isn't gonna break when I'm like fall apart
Feeling the
at that
sad.
low.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One thing that really helps is that helping people makes you feel happy. So in that sense, you could be doing good for someone and still be like vibing, like very minimal sacrifice. I mean, you'd have to sacrifice something obviously to help people. But the gains are good. Doctor shit. Gang. I guess
Teacher shit, bro.
I feel like whenever I talk about like being a doctor one day or like talk about medicine, I feel like the doctor equivalent of like JROTC. Like that one video.
To a future
You're
surgeon.
disrespecting a future army veteran or something. You're disrespecting a future surgeon.
You're disrespecting a member of the future U.S. Army or something like that.
Yeah.
You're disrespecting a future music teacher or homeless dude in the street. 50-50 chance.
Yeah, honestly. Not on the street, bro. Your couch. Hold up.
You gotta get in line, dude. You don't know how many people.
Hold
No,
up.
you
Hold
get-
up.
you get-
I've had this
You
reserved
get
for a
couch
minute,
priorities,
bro.
yeah. Other people can get the porch.
Exactly. Well, I got bed priorities,
you're
bro.
right,
What
you're
you
right.
mean? Who's gonna sleep next to you, bro?
What's our time at?
Oh, we're at an hour and 8 minutes.
Oh shit! I thought we were
Okay.
longer than that.
Awesome.
So we could have one more
Yeah.
big conversation.
You guys got any success stories?
anything in there?
Success stories.
I have one, but I don't want to go first.
You might have to. I'm not.
Yeah.
I like I said,
My
I'm not
brain-
good with
my mind is
memory.
blank
My brain
on
is
that
my
right
brain
now.
is soft.
Fine. I'll.
Like I said, I'm
What
not
is your
successful.
success? Dr. Nuvo.
Okay.
Doctor, yeah.
So, like I said, getting good grades in high school wasn't really because I didn't have to exert myself too much to get those grades. So I don't really think of it as think back to something I'm like super proud of. It's like, for instance, getting salutatorian, I wasn't proud of that inherently. However, I've brought this up a million times. I feel bad bringing it up again, but I feel like I need to tell the full like story of what got to that point of my speech at graduation. So, it all starts when I was a little young child. I remember this one scene distinctly. In first grade, in one of my classes, I had to give a presentation. Everyone had to give a presentation on their own. I think mine was about like tigers or something, Siberian tigers. And it was super small, very short presentation. And I had a panic attack the day before because I didn't want to. I was like crying, like bawling my eyes out. My mom trying to calm me down because I didn't want to speak in front of people because I was terrified. And with my luck, it got canceled. School got canceled the next day. So I was like, I'm free, but it got rescheduled. Same thing happened the night before. I cried super hard. Day came. It was time for me to give a presentation. I was about to cry again in front of everyone. But apparently, I think my parents called ahead of time to like say how absolutely terrified I was about this little like 1 minute presentation with like 12 other kids in the room. That's it. And so I didn't have to present it. I just had to like show it to the teacher. And so I was always very bad at public speaking, like super scared of it. So even like in 8th grade, you guys remember the final project we all had to do where we had to like just figure out our career and like map out our future? You guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we had to present that in front of class. I was shaking while doing it. Like I was able to do it, but I was shaking. And also I've always gotten good grades in like writing English classes, but it was always like my weakest subject. Like I was never that good of a writer. So all this culminates on the day of our graduation. This is I've obviously at this point in my life I've spoken publicly quite a few times and I've gotten much better. Especially since like I made friends like you guys. I became a lot more like open and outgoing, so I was able to express myself better. So stuff like also being a section leader, having to deal with little kids bullshit, having to
Yeah.
yell, like it helped prep me.
Hmm.
But the nerves were still there because it was the most, even like writing it like a weeks ahead of graduation. It was the only like it was the I would never been more nervous writing something in my life than that speech because graduation day, it's a day, it's one of the most important days of our lives. And the 4 years of high school changed all of us so much that yeah, the chance to speak at graduation was obviously a privilege. But I wanted to be able to say something with my speech that wasn't like generic like every other graduation speech. That like genuinely was realistic about our experience while also like leaving us with a good taste in our mouths. Like even if we had bad experiences, it helped us grow in the end, that sort of thing. Which sounds like a stereotype, but I think the way I said it in the speech like made it sound a little more unique. So on the day of graduation, we're sitting because we have like 4 people give speeches, or like 2 of them before me. I'm sitting there, and like dry throat, like I'm super nervous by the time we get to the school up until I'm on stage. Then I'm on stage, our principal introduces me, and the craziest thing happened. All the nerves disappeared.
Woo!
Like they were just gone. I don't know what happened. I felt like in my element while I was up there. Because this is also the biggest, like, there were hundreds of people in front of me. Like 400 people in our class, almost. All of their families like behind them. And so I really it maybe the nurse didn't disappear immediately, but I think when I told my first joke and it landed, like people actually laughed, I was like, okay, I guess I'm clear. Because that was really the nervous part. I was like, what if people don't laugh? Like, what if people don't get the message I'm trying to send? Well, also, luckily, it was graduation, and so I had to send my speech beforehand to the principal, and he made some changes. Apparently, some jokes he did not like, and luckily, since it was graduation, I couldn't get in trouble. So I just changed them back while I was talking. I just told the jokes.
I
It's like
know
he had
that
the
part.
copy. He had the copy in front of me of like him edited, like the edited version. And I was like, he took that shit out. Why did he take that shit out? That joke was fire. I just put it back in.
I didn't know he took out jokes.
Yeah. So no, yeah, that's probably why he didn't give me like the as luxurious of an exit as he gave to everyone else. Like the class president, he was like, as expected of our class president. I'm not gonna say her name.
Right.
And then for me, he was like, "All right, good job." But so yeah, I talked about different stuff. I thanked everyone I need to as fast as possible because I didn't want to linger on that because I wanted to actually give a speech. Talked about the pandemic, made some jokes about it. That was the best part for me. Yeah, I remember saying, I was like, man, I used to think 2020 would be such a cool year to graduate. And then I already hear people laugh, but I just like stopped talking for like 5 seconds. And I just hear everyone start laughing and more. I was like, heck yeah, this is it. I'm in. But then I started getting a little more deep, talking about like how like during quarantine I would think back on like my regrets and stuff from high school because I had time to do it because there's nothing else to do with my time because I knew everyone could relate to that. Much like Bo Burnham's Inside. But yeah, I quoted Uncle Iroh, which is something I've been wanting to do for a super long time. Pretty much as soon as I met the person who became a valedictorian in high school, I knew I was going to get salutatorian, but I knew I was going to get a speech for that. So I was like, I'm quoting Uncle Iroh ever since I was a freshman. But I also talked about how to like not linger on your regrets and like try not to hate on the person you were in high school because these 4 years, even though we're still not done growing into the person we'll end up becoming, were formative. They were the catalyst that caused the change in us. So yeah, it was basically don't try to look back on this, trying to look for the negative stuff, that kind of thing. Obviously more eloquently than the way I just put it. But it just the feeling I got after I was finished was something that was never really replicated before that or after. Just hearing like the roaring applause, it was one of the best moments of my life, in all honesty. Just because I was like, because another big thing for me is that a running theme through my life in school is that people not really looking at me as a normal guy. Like people just kind of looking at me and being like, "Oh yeah, he's the smart guy," as if that was my only characteristic. And so another thing I wanted to do with my speech was like show people like I'm more than that. I'm like you guys. I'm like everyone. Like I have more to me than what you think I do, and that also succeeded. So it was just like for seeing all of your guys' faces afterward was insane, because like I was walking back to my seat and yeah, I was just like fucking beaming, and you were just like you legit said that was the best fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was, dude.
Yeah, and then
You
Tristan went
changed
else to
lives
that,
that day.
and then like when we all
Awesome.
went back inside. Jonah like found me. He just like ran to me, fucking bear hugged me. He's like, "I fucking
It's so
love you,
good, dude.
Yeah, my mom was fucking crying, and apparently she recorded it. And first of all, I've not watched myself give the speech because I don't want to listen to my voice.
I might
But
need that recording, bro.
Clip it in.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
What, like throw it into the
Into
throw it
the
into
episode.
edit? Oh, that can
no,
be cool.
don't, no. Okay. But apparently every time she's watched it a few times, and every time she's watched it, she's cried. Probably because she also didn't know that side of me, like the version that would give that sort of speech. Probably the best part though was our English teacher, our AP Lang teacher, said it was the best graduation speech she'd ever heard. And that's insane to me to hear that from someone like that.
She's heard a lot of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
she's-
exactly.
She's been at the
And
school
she's
for
an
a while.
English teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I got texts too from people I didn't expect. Our old section leader. I don't want to name names because I
Of
don't
course.
like Brendan. Like our old section leader texted me.
Yeah, I remember that.
The other day,
He was
we
like,
went
"Oh,
to go.
yeah."
Yeah, the other day we went to go hang out with someone, and their dad was like, "Nila, still thinking about that speech."
Yeah, I know.
Over a
That's
year
crazy.
later.
Your speech still got me my wheels turning. I still think about it. I was like, oh my god, because I also saw that same guy, that same dad, when I went to vote, and he saw me. He was like, man, I really liked your speech. Very, very insightful. I was like, oh, thank you. Fucking Peter made an Instagram post for graduation. At the bottom, it said shout out.
If you
But,
don't know who
yeah.
that is, check out episode 6 of the Times Like These podcast.
Yes,
Exactly.
sir.
He at the bottom of the caption said shout out to Neil for the greatest school speech of all time, that kind of stuff. And he straight up walked up to my parents, just like, you did a great job raising this man. And another thing that hit different was while I was at your graduation party, Brendan, one of the popular kids sent me a message on Snapchat, like after graduation was over,
Yeah.
the same day. Which, I mean, I didn't expect because I kind of took a shot at the quote unquote popular kids in my speech. I just said they won't survive in the real world if they keep that mentality. Which didn't get rid of that joke. He actually liked that one. Yeah. I guess he thought the same thing. But he sent me a message. It was like, man, I really liked your speech. I could really relate to it. I'm super glad that you were the one who gave it. I can't wait to see where you go in life, that kind of thing. It really hit different because that's someone who would have no reason to contact me. So I knew he meant it.
Yeah.
I knew everyone meant it. But yeah, I've been joining on for a while. But yeah, that was a big success story for me. Also because
It was a good story. It was a good way to tell it. Yeah.
my dad also. My parents don't say the words "I'm proud of you" too often. That's not a sad thing because those specific words don't matter to me too much. But I remember one time I said like, "Yeah, I'm not too scared of public speaking anymore." And my dad was straight up like, "Hey, that's one of the reasons I'm proud of you." I was like, "What the fuck?"
What did you just say?
So yeah, that's my story. I've been coasting off that success for a while. It gave me a lot of confidence. So yeah, that's my biggest success in life, in my opinion. Anyone got anything? Did I stir up anything in your pots?
Nope.
Well, I don't know if I could call this my biggest success story, but I can at least think of two recent ones. One of them I'm not sure I can talk about because it's regarding Noah's album. Are we able to talk about that, Jonah?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
just don't
we're
play it.
It's like,
Play
don't
it.
play
Well,
any clips.
I don't have the audio, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
No one still sent me the audio, but like that's probably my first one as of recent, like my most recent one, working on his album. That like changed everything for me. We were able to, the four of us and Jet, who was on episode 3, we were able
Check
to
it out.
go.
Check it out.
We were able to go to Jonah's house and work on a song all together for Noah's album. And I played trombone through high school, and I was able to play trombone for his album. And I always thought I was very mediocre or not very good. I never had like a whole lot of confidence in my playing. So to hear that, you know, he wanted me on his album was kind of like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, I'll do what I can as long as it's a written part. And of course, Jonah wrote a fantastic part, and we were able to work through it and figure out
Thank you.
some stuff to get figured out as well, like as a group effort, you know. And we went and we recorded, and when I went through and did the recordings, every time that I would finish up like a take, like if it was a really good take, he would make it like painfully obvious that it was a good take. It was amazing. He'd be like, yo, that one was like so much better than the last one, man. You like every time you're nailing this, you're like getting better every time you do this. I'm like,
Bro, he's so positive. It's crazy.
It's amazing, right? And then we're going through, and I'm still like, oh man, I feel like I kind of brought everything down. I wasn't really, I was playing to the best of my ability, but like it doesn't feel like I was. It doesn't sound like I was. Maybe I'm just being my own harshest critic, because of course I am, but I'm not sure how to feel about this right now. And finally, you know, Jet leaves, we stay the night, he's going through working all night, putting this song together. He mixes the whole thing together as like a not really like a rough draft, but kinda like without the special finishing touches, you know? And we listen to it, and it's gotta be one of the coolest fucking things I think I've ever heard in my life. And every time I hear it and I hear the trombone part, I'm like, I fucking did that. How the fuck did I do that?
I know, it was insane for all of us, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, for me, my goals have always been about like, I want to be part of something greater than me. If I do anything, I want to make it to where it's something that is significantly more important than I am, because I'm not that important. I'm just a dude. So
Shut the fuck up.
If I can work on, you get what I'm saying, though. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I work on something that can be given to other people, no matter how big the outreach is, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty good stuff, then that's wild to me. And to hear that it was something completely different for me, being on a music album, playing music, blew me the fuck away. That was like, and the album hasn't even come out yet, but I felt so confident and so good about that song. I was like, I think that one's really gonna resonate with people. And if it doesn't resonate with people, it'll at least resonate with me. Because that's just, I played on that. My friends played on that. We played together on that. We recorded live versions of playing on that after we finished working on the actual like studio version. It was wild. That whole experience was so much fun. And we haven't even seen the success of Noah's album yet. We know it's going to happen, but we haven't even seen the success yet. But I know that it's going to be successful, and I feel that success from that album because it wasn't something I was expecting that I would be able to do ever. And then it happened. I don't know. I think
we will be having Noah as a guest on this podcast when the album drops, whether he likes it or not.
I will drag him into my room.
You're gonna be on our podcast and you're gonna fucking like it.
And then I'd say my other recent one of success was my graduation party. Because that was, again, something I never thought I'd do. I didn't know what my plan was for graduation, and my parents were like, hey, you know, the big cough is happening right now, so we don't know if we'll be able to do a whole lot for your party in general. And I'm like, okay, that's totally fine. You know, we'll get something figured out. And then they drop a surprise on me and say, hey, we're able to rent out a boat, a small yacht of sorts on the lake, and you can have a group of people come with you, and we can make that your party. And I say, absolutely, that sounds awesome. And it took forever to try and get together because stuff had to get rescheduled and blah, 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 bad weather or whatever. And it finally happened. And it was at a time where I felt like people really needed it. Because so much had happened. We had graduated. We were all kind of struggling because we had lost someone who was close to us, which was really jarring. But I wanted to make it to where we wouldn't be distracted from it, but we would recognize the positive in our lives still, while being able to reminisce on that kind of thing.
We would get to cherish the ones we didn't lose.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happened, and everyone loved that party. And the group I brought together was a group that I was not really expecting to function too well, and it worked like perfectly.
It was a vibe.
Not that there were like any existing conflicts, but it was just like, I don't know how often these people talk to these people or whatever, and it worked, and it all worked, and it was so much fun.
The beginning was stressful though because I had to kidnap Jet. So he was still asleep. His mom literally opened the door, led me into his room to wake him up at like 2 p.m. We were gonna be late. I was like, we have to go now.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, I knocked the door, and I was like, his mom opened it, and I was like, is Jet here? She was like, yeah, is he supposed to be somewhere? And I was like, he's supposed to be on a boat right now.
He's supposed to be out on the lake, bro.
Yeah, so we both walk into his room, and she wakes him up. She's like, your Nilob's here. He says you're supposed to be on a boat right now.
I didn't know about that.
I thought when you first said graduation party, my first thought went to revival, though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's another.
Revival
That's a recent one.
Yeah. I had a bunch of not a bunch of, but I had a few people coming over, including the podcast guys, and everyone. I feel like everyone had a good time. I didn't really like
it was a
talk
great
to them
night.
about it.
It was a great night.
What's up?
Are we talking about Revival 2?
Revival 2, yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, dude. We were at the lake till like 30 a.m. Cop pulled up.
4 a.m., dude.
We did, yeah. Well, like
4:30 probably.
Yeah.
And we
No,
got
'cause
back
we-
to my
yeah.
house.
It was 4.
yeah. But like we were there, and this cop came, and we were all a little scared. Me and Brennan immediately turned on the minority. Yes sir,
Yes,
no
sir.
sir.
I dropped a fat howdy meanwhile.
And like this dude came up, he's like, "What y'all doing?" He was like, "You all chilling?"
He didn't even care about what we were doing. That's the thing.
First thing he says, he walks up to the truck. He's like, "Sup?"
Yeah, chilling.
That was a wild night. Yeah, no, and like
You see a white Cadillac anywhere?
yeah, you see a Cadillac anywhere? No, sir.
If you see
We've only seen this RV next
911.
to us. What color was it? White, light gray, something like that. No, but we haven't seen a white Cadillac anywhere. Maybe behind us, like kind of riding our ass a little bit. We didn't think about it. And he's like, "All right, well, if you happen to see another white Cadillac, just call 911."
Yes.
What the
Then
fuck?
just
Yes, sir.
You should ask
Just
why.
failed.
That's why he just left.
He said saw.
So,
I was like,
It's bail.
okay.
No,
I talked to my sister who's worked with like 911. She's used to be a dispatcher,
Yeah.
and even she was like, "Why the fuck didn't he say any other like information about that? Why did he? That's so weird for him to just like say
Fresh
that
out of the
and
academy.
leave." Yeah. Why did he not like bring anything else up? Was he a normal cop? And
Bro, what if he was looking to see if we had pot on us to see if he could get some?
What if he was
should've-
driving the white Cadillac?
we should have
no,
stopped
sir, we
him
do not
to
have
talk, man.
drugs. Damn it, man.
We should
I
have
have
stopped
a-
him. Oh yeah, go ahead. No.
I thought of one for
Jonah.
both of us though.
Go ahead.
Mid-state.
Mid-state, yeah, Mid-state was good. Mid-state was achievable. Mid-state was a good time. Because it's like, I actually had worked at it pretty hard and then got the results, bro.
Oh, yeah, for me, like once again, there was like one saxophone player at school that was better than me, pretty much at all times, except for like the last year. But so also I was pretty good at sax, but I didn't really try too hard at it, so I wasn't too proud of that either. But mid-state, I tried out once, and I actually like genuinely worked hard to get better.
Yeah,
and
dude.
it paid off. It paid off.
Exactly.
It was like that, and my speech and graduation were the culmination of like some of my biggest like anxieties and insecurities, and they also just like made them disappear
Yeah,
in
man.
one swoop.
I really didn't care too much about the concert band one because like I didn't rank super high, and like I should make mid-state because it's like what I'm in college to do. But the jazz one, bro. I mean, it's silver jazz guitar, and it's all tryhards. It was great. It was great. But what I was gonna say, I don't know if this is too much of like a success story, but like I've been doing summer camps for I guess this past week, and I'm doing them for the next couple weeks, like playing drums and stuff. And it's
You're
like,
balling.
what?
You're fucking balling, man.
Bro, you're
What was
balling
it
it.
like?
Like, but like, dude, like, I know they're all kids, so they think I'm a celebrity. But just like seeing kids' faces when I'm playing drums, it just like blows my mind. And the last day, one kid, little girl, like ran up to me and gave me a thing of Skittles and a card, and I was just like,
Yo.
and like every time I went to go eat anything, kids will come up to me and they'll like be talking. I'm just like, "What's up, guys?" and like stuff like that. It's just every morning because I have to wake up at 6:30 because we got sound check at 7, and I'm the most tired person in the entire world. No amount of coffee could wake me up. Literally nothing. Because I also am staying up till 3 or 4 every night doing stuff. So like I am very sleep deprived. But as soon as we start playing, bro, and I just see 400 kids stand up and start freaking out, it's just everything is gone. It's just like the most. It's just bliss, bro. It's dope. I don't know if that's super like success, but it's just like
That's amazing, though.
life is good, dude. Life is beautiful, but I'm still sad about things that I have no reason to be sad about.
You got anything, Brennan?
Nope.
What?
Honestly, I
You
don't know. I
dreaming
can't
now,
think of
bro.
anything.
What about the Noah's that one track?
I
Had
mean,
that
yeah.
solo.
Dude, yeah,
That was great. Like, but like exactly what Geb said. Like, it was amazing, and I was so happy to do that. And it just like really like made me feel like a sense of pride and just happy. Maybe get into getting
That's the
better
kind
at
of
music
thing I'm
again.
talking about.
I mean, it's like I don't have much to add to that. It's just it was fun.
Brendan is on a track by himself where he lays down killer saxophone throughout the entire. Dude, I'm so
I'll see what-
excited for this to be done. I need
Oh,
to
shit.
see
Me too.
what the status
I mean,
update is.
That pretty much said everything that I was feeling. Like it was, I felt self conscious. It's like, oh man, I'm playing like shit right now. Like this sounds bad. Like I could do so much better, but it's like shit. This sounds bad, and then I hear it gets, oh, that's pretty. I sound pretty okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, this is pretty good. Sorry. And then just being part of Noah's whole album was great.
Yeah, it's.
Mhm.
I
Twice,
just-
bro, twice. It's,
I remember one specific moment at Midstate. This time, it wasn't just me, but there's one part we were practicing in band, and the director was like, "Alto saxes play this one part," and we play it, and we get it like perfect, and he is like, "Well, I was gonna tell you to work on something, but I guess you don't have to anymore." And he makes everyone clap for us. I look back at Jonah in the back of the percussion section, and he's just giving me this look like,
Hell yeah, dude.
"Heck yeah."
Yeah.
That it wasn't even just me there, but like still, that made me feel good.
Lambert, what a guy.
I will say that does remind me of like when we would do. I can't remember if it was symphonic band or marching band practice we would do in the band room of our high school. But I remember at least in senior year, I'm pretty sure we would be working on stuff, and our director would be like, "All right, trombones, work on this, or play this real quick." We'd go through and play it, and he'd be like, "All right, trombones without Garrett, play this," and then they'd play the same thing, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm honored
Yeah.
to be excluded for once."
That happened to me in jazz, bro. It feels great. It only
you know, I'm recognized for carrying.
yeah. There's a,
Finally.
Yeah. I remember.
thought
Go ahead.
also, this is a small thing, but there's this one solo I had in jazz band. The first time I ever played the Adderley trill, like the
Mm.
thing,
Mhm.
and it was like we stopped afterwards, and like some people look at me like, "What the hell is that?" But like in a good way. Like, what was that? How did you do that? It's like magic, bro. God-given
Woo!
talent.
Yes, dude. I remember there were a couple times in like symphonic band where like they would be rehearsing and I would be sitting in the back doing something, and like y'all would slow tempo down so bad, and he would be like, "Hey Joe, get here." I was like, "Okay." Like, what am I doing? He's like, get on this cymbal and literally just keep time because these bitches slowing down. I was just like, okay. He's like, and we're gonna play with him because we can trust his time and he's not bad like all of you. I was just like, okay, you can slow down. Oh man, and because like all of high school, I was very insecure about my tempo. It's like weird thing to be insecure about, but. What's our time looking like?
Yeah,
1:39.
it's probably wrap up.
Yeah, we're about ready to wrap up, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose this does conclude episode 9 of the Times Like These podcast. Thank you, my lovely co-hosts, for joining me. Thank you,
You're
listener,
lovely.
for listening along with us while we reminisce, talk about existentialism, and content creators that are mediocre at best. We'll see you in the next one. We have no idea what's going on, but you know it'll be next week. Take care, and thanks for the recent support.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye.
Dude, 30 subscribers, boys.
I know, I saw that
Are
last
we
night.
at 30?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
at 30.
Holy shit.
Congrats.
Thanks, YouTube.
If we make it to 50, then we post a tweet.
Yes. 50
When
will
we
be
make it
announced.
to 50.
Yes. 50 will be announced everywhere. Alongside 100, 250.
Damn it, we missed our chance to announce 27.
That could have been
Yeah.
good.
Be like, we reached 27, thus times like these is now ending.
Oh no.
Yeah.